The notion of a Satanic New World Order using global warming propaganda to oppress society is a complex and multifaceted concept that has garnered significant attention in recent years. This idea suggests that a group of powerful individuals or organizations are manipulating the narrative surrounding climate change to further their own agenda, which allegedly involves exerting control over the global population. Proponents of this theory argue that the threat of global warming is being exaggerated or even fabricated to justify the implementation of policies that restrict individual freedoms and consolidate power in the hands of a few. They claim that the constant barrage of dire predictions and apocalyptic scenarios is designed to create a sense of fear and panic, which can then be exploited to push through radical changes to the global economy, politics, and social structures. One of the primary ways in which this alleged oppression is said to be achieved is through the promotion of sustainable development and renewable energy. While these concepts may seem benevolent on the surface, critics argue that they are being used as a Trojan horse to introduce draconian measures that curtail personal liberties and erode national sovereignty. For example, the push for a global carbon tax or a unified global governance structure could potentially lead to a loss of autonomy for individual nations and a concentration of power in the hands of unelected bureaucrats. Furthermore, the emphasis on reducing carbon emissions and transitioning to a low-carbon economy is seen by some as a means of controlling people's behavior and limiting their access to resources. The implementation of measures such as carbon credits, green taxes, and smart grids could potentially be used to monitor and regulate every aspect of people's lives, from their energy consumption to their transportation habits. This, in turn, could lead to a surveillance state where individuals are constantly monitored and punished for non-compliance with the dictates of the ruling elite. In addition, the Satanic New World Order is also accused of using global warming propaganda to promote a radical transformation of the global economic system. The idea of a post-scarcity economy, where technology and automation provide for all people's needs, may seem appealing, but it could also be used to justify the abolition of private property, the suppression of individual initiative, and the imposition of a universal basic income. This, in turn, could lead to a loss of personal responsibility, a decline in innovation, and a culture of dependency on the state. It is also worth noting that the language and symbolism used by some of the key players in the global warming movement have raised concerns among certain segments of the population. The repeated use of terms such as sustainability, resilience, and global citizenship can be seen as code words for a New World Order agenda. Moreover, the incorporation of occult and pagan symbols into the branding and marketing of some environmental organizations has led some to speculate about the true nature of their intentions. However, it is essential to approach this topic with a critical and nuanced perspective, recognizing that the issue of global warming is complex and multifaceted. While it is true that some individuals and organizations may be using the threat of climate change to further their own interests, it is also undeniable that human activities are having a significant impact on the environment. The scientific consensus on global warming is clear, and it is essential to address this issue in a responsible and sustainable manner. In conclusion, the idea that the Satanic New World Order is using global warming propaganda to oppress society is a topic of significant debate and controversy. While some of the claims made by proponents of this theory may seem outlandish or conspiratorial, it is essential to approach this issue with a critical and open-minded perspective, recognizing that the truth often lies in a nuanced and multifaceted reality. By examining the evidence and arguments presented by both sides, we can work towards a more informed and balanced understanding of this complex and highly charged issue.